All right. We're here with Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. It's kind of just an extra turn or taking an extra turn's strategy, or it seems to consistently be that. It doesn't have to be, but it seems to be usually the case when you see people play this deck or commander. So we're playing all the extra term stuff, Teferi included, I guess. There's also like a creature that takes extra turns, but I'm not gonna craft it or rely on it. We're playing a fair amount of planeswalkers too, which is kind of interesting because you tend to not do that. Like if you're soft to defending them, it's hard to kind of like do that, and we don't really defend them with creatures, and we don't have a lot of removal. So because we're blue green, so it might be tough to really stick a planeswalker, but we'll see. We're gonna try. I did craft Nissa for this deck. I really like this command. I did it again. There's something's wrong with me, man. Commanders are planeswalkers. Planeswalkers are commanders in my head. Too much historic brawl, I guess. But I did craft this. I like this card a lot. Crystal Ball is like one of my favorite cards, and this is basically Crystal Ball, except you don't have to spend mana, and can sometimes like draw a card by just putting a land off the top and flying for 10 randomly. And just scrying in general is nice with this commander. Um, because you can plus in name what you know it's on top. So I'm running the Void, Zalfirin Void. Cool, really cool land. Um, Treasure map. This thing. What else? These two don't really count because you scry like when you're not able to plus, so you can't like keep the card on top then go to plus. But these seem good enough. I mean, treasure map's usually just good anyways. Top end is pretty steep. Like there's a lot of things that are six and more, like a lot. So we'll see. Kama could just be at this point maybe Ulamog instead, but I like Kama more, so we're gonna try that. Uro because it belongs in every single deck with blue and green in it forever for the rest of the game's history, probably in every format. We're doing that. A ton of counter spells. I've seen lists that don't run a ton of counter spells, and it's like more the creature type things. But you know me, we're gonna go this route if we can. Initially, I forgot to put in the mana rocks as I usually do, so I shaved some like top end nonsense to fit them in. And yeah, mission briefing is another one. Mission briefing and otherworldly gaze. Look at the top. Basically surveil. I don't really like this card, but again, if you can correctly name something with the plus, I do like it. You don't have to hit things with this plus to still feel good about having it in the command zone because the -3 can pick stuff up that you mill. Same with brainstorm. I don't feel like I have to constantly shuffle my deck. I can just put something on top, then plus into it. For ramp, we're running like the instant speed ramp spells, Harrow and Roiling Regrowth, things that look at the top like Augur and Oracle. But I am running Cultivate. I think it's just good enough to simply run as a card. Though we might be in issues where we're like not tapping out on turn 3 or whatever to cast Cultivate, Leo counter spells. Depends on the scenario, I guess. Excuse me. So we'll see. Could be bad, could be good, could be glorious. Like, comment, and please subscribe. My life depends on it. And yeah, let's play some Magic once I get to the right thing. I was actually going to play Pauper today. I was just going to play Pauper because the historic Pauper event was going, but it stopped. So I was going to. I had a deck ready. You know, I was playing it a lot. I was playing it like a lot. And, well, it's gone now, so rip. Um, against black red. Okay, not what we wanted to start against, but Cosmos Elixir might be good. We're on the draw too. No green mana, but really nothing green to cast, so that's probably fine. Thirst is all right given this hand, but I think botting is just slightly better because I don't have to spend 3 mana to actually cast it, and I'm basically just seeing one card deeper for 0 mana by putting it in the bottom. Because it draws 2 extra cards, and this basically draws like, or skips a draw, right? So kind of interchangeable, sort of, a little bit. For like 3 less mana, I can just see 1 less card. Dreadhoard's annoying, but it is slow enough where I don't want to just start crying. We might just leave up a counterspell for the rest of forever. And we also can Faithless Looting, because our hand is not particularly great. So this isn't a terrible spot to be in. I didn't expect to be able to leave counter magic up through like a wall of nonsense. Wow, they really have nothing, huh? Alright, we're going to Faithless Looting, get rid of this and Mission Briefing. We could get rid of Teferi and keep the 5-mana Jace, but I think this is a little bit better. I could pitch the Cold Steel Heart if I don't feel like I ever have time to actually cast it. I think I like that a little bit more. Oh, that just feels really weird, though. We could pitch these two. No, I want the life gain. Ay. Alright, we're going away. Teferi's going away. Be gone, Teferi. We already have a 4-mana play into Tamiyo at some point. That point not being this turn, but at some point. I really want to develop this. They can only really make maybe one big deal threat, and I'd rather just have this in play so I can, like, I don't know, just use it. Another land, we do need one, that's fine. If their only play is their commander, we don't really care. I think they have Shock up. I think they've held Shock up this whole time. It could be a Dark Ritual. No, it was a Mountain turn 1, so... Alright, so they did develop one threat. It's kind of an annoying one. The token now kills Jace, but... we can deal with this at some point. Let's play this tapped and probably just pass? Or do I saw it coming? No, we just pass here. I'll just commit. I don't know if this is a negate-worthy opponent, so I'm not gonna... I mean, our opponent played 3 non-creature. They played more non-creature than creature, but still, I don't think I want to do that. This exile's an attack, right? Yeah. Menace, pay 1 life, treasure token. Okay. I think I'm going to just bounce this now. Actually, we can just let it swing. It's not the end of the world. I don't think it's that devastating. They're not going to exile anything relevant, as I don't really care. Doesn't really matter. Take damage, just sort of avoid it resolving in play, or resolving on their turn. Yeah, we just do it now. So it's basically a whole turn off. They probably should have cracked the Mind Stone if they weren't going to do anything else this turn. I think that would have been a better idea. So we can Jason plus, but then it probably dies to the burn spell that looks to be pretty obvious at this point. Could play Cold Steel Heart on green, and then leave up Archmage's Charm. Take 5. What does this do? Target creature gets +2. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So they can make treasure tokens. The mono blank ramp spell. We would like a land, but I'd also like to start digging for maybe some sort of spamming extra turn nonsense. Oh, you have to tap this to do it. Never mind. For some reason, I didn't think you had to tap it. You just keep spamming this. Like, this seems kind of crazy. That would probably be broken, right? Because after the first activation, all preceding ones cost 1. Because the treasure itself can pay for the last one, and so on and so forth. Okay. Labyrinth Raptor. We're probably committed to countering anything, and I think that's fine. What the heck? Oh, I didn't know you could foretell at instant speed. Is that what that was? It looked like it gave me the option to. I don't know why. That was a good draw. That was actually a really good draw. Yeah, I mean, I know what my opponent's play is next turn. So this seems pretty good. Yep. I guess at this point I'll look for a... Oh, nope, never mind. I was going to say look for a land, but no, we're good. Todd Life has followed. Thanks for the... Oh, I got a bunch of follows. But again, it was when I wasn't streaming, so thanks for the follows, guys. Taco Blizzin, Swipes, and Todd Life. Okay, we'll take 5. What happens when they spend the mana? Target creature exiles using extra turn spent. Okay, well, I'm going to cast this now. So draw and bounce. I guess the token? I don't think it's that relevant whether or not I bounce this token. I don't know why they didn't do anything. Kind of weird. Also, take an extra turn when I don't have anything in play isn't, like, amazing, but I can simply just play Tamiyo and randomly plus. I can play this and randomly plus. Does this have haste? No. What does this do? Other creatures, return X mana. Okay, and then... Okay. Taking myself off counter magic seems like a bad idea, but when do I start getting things going here? I feel like it's not the end of the world if this dies in the turn cycle, and I would like to just get something from it. Let's just plus it before I do anything else. I don't want it to die before I at least plussed it. Casting the Otherworldly Gaze. Deluge, okay. Make another treasure token, because they don't really have anything else to do. This is a very slow black-red situation. That's really good. I mean, it means I'm not going to cast Otherworldly Gaze either, I don't think. There's a reason to when I like the card. Maybe there is. I don't know. I don't think so. Alright, well, it doesn't have haste. Looks like a removal spell, finally. No, that is not a removal spell. Okay. Alright, looks like we got exactly where we want it to. Very surprised at the little amount of pressure my opponent put me on this game. That's kind of crazy. Very little pressure here. So we plus. I would like a land. I'll take an extra turn. Can I do both? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not even close, so. We're certainly just going to do this. And then I guess we charm. Flood of Tears unsummons all my stuff, but it unsummons a lot from the opponent. So it might be worth it to simply do that. Oh, wait a minute. I think we just win with... Well, we don't win, but Jace Ultimate seems close by because Tamiyo... Yeah, we can Tamiyo and minus it, pick up the extra turn. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing the thing that's depressing for people to play against. We're taking extra turns forever. Surprisingly, this opponent has not scooped. Oh, shoot. Right. They have an answer to this. Right. I should have minused my... Oh, there's nothing I could have done about this. There's nothing I could have done about this. Alright. We got it. We weren't paying attention. That's unfortunate. Not the end of the world, but kind of annoying. So, I guess we leave up Deluge. Slightly better than casting this now. Because this probably won't ever flip when they have this thing in play. Yeah, that was bad. Alright. There's obviously extra turns looming around in my deck still. Is there anything worth casting on 1? No. I suppose I should cast this, because the Surveil might wind up being useful. Yeah, and we can technically flip it with the Otherworldly Gaze, but obviously that was a mistake. I just didn't realize they could do that. Even though it was the only creature they had played. And that was the first creature they played. I should have known better. Not the end of the world, though. I don't know what's going on now. They're playing Paradox Engine. I can't say I expected that one. I'm probably never casting Memory. 5. Alright, so Jace currently lives, but I'm pretty sure they have a burn spell. Since turn 1. Take action. Oh wow, what a surprise. Alright, we get to flip Azcanta now, though. I like Spark Double more than kind of the other two. And I think I will just... oh, you mill... Oh, I thought you kept one on top and milled the other. So I'm actually just dumb. I'm yet again very stupid. I thought this did something else. Yeah, I didn't know you could choose them all. Whoops. Alright, so I milled the wrong card and sort of wasted the second half. Man, I gotta read cards more. Good lord. Not the end of the world, though. Okay, so I can cast Flood of Tears. I almost, like, have to at this point. It really sets our opponent back, like, a lot to do that, so I guess I will. I can Discover first, right? 1, 2, 3. I can... No, I can't. 2, 3. 1, 2. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, because this will cost 5. Do we still do that? I think I have to. It's too much damage, yeah. Alright. We unsummon 2 things of ours, and they lose a ton of stuff. They didn't exile anything first. Interesting. They lose a lot of mana, so I don't feel bad about this. But like the mana rocks and the treasure tokens, it just sets them back so far, especially for a hand that is not very aggressive. But, yeah, I probably could have played this better. I don't think we should have lost that extra turn. Although there's really nothing I could do about it if I was ever willing to just cast it, so... Okay. Alright, Pact of Negation's alright. So at this point, I guess I can play Tamiyo, pick up Spark Double, copy Tamiyo, pick up Jace. Something degenerate like that. I would like to have Jason play again. So I guess I'll... Let's just Tamiyo minus, because it doesn't die to anything. Well, it doesn't have the board currently. Pick up, probably Jace. I think it's better than Spark Double. I don't see a reason to double up on Tamiyos for no reason. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I want to do it. I want to Spark Double something. And then I can plus this one, and naming, I don't know, Karn's Temporal Sundering. Because that is, in fact, in my deck. Nope, didn't get it. Not too surprising there. I guess we can pitch... This costing 1 less means you see 1 less card. We don't really need both these mana rocks. I guess I'll pitch the more expensive one. It's kind of weird pitching mana rocks, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It also just started raining 2 seconds ago. They can cast Paradox Engine and then loop Mind Stone and Lantern. They could... Why are they running Paradox Engine, though? I'm trying to think. As server rack, they have 2 mana rocks, and a server rack would cost 3, so they can't really blink it. They need a 3rd mana rock, because the Forsworn Paladin would untap every turn, or every time, and they get a treasure token for 2 mana, but that doesn't, like, net them mana. So they need a 3rd mana source that isn't this, that untaps. I'm pretty sure you cannot do it with 2, so you have to have 3. Unless they have the black, like some sort of mana discount, make them cost 2 or something. Like the obelisk or whatever it's called. The Bontu's something. Black creatures cost 1 less. But it seems as though they might just be gone. Well, that's unfortunate. They stuck with it for a while. I mean, they were playing. The game is technically not over. I don't have extra turns, and I don't have any sort of serious pressure. But we do untap with 2 not Teferis, 2 Tamiyos. I call it Teferi, which is obviously pretty nice. Spark doubling a Planeswalker without an ultimate doesn't feel great, because Spark Double clones it, but gives you an extra loyalty. But if you're not like racing to any busted loyalty, then busted ultimate is just not as exciting. Yeah, it looks like they're not here. That's unfortunate. Would have been interesting to see how this game pans out. Like, what are we doing next turn? I'm probably Pact of Negationing something right now. I don't really know what. It's not going to be Paradox Engine. It just doesn't seem to be doing anything. Honestly, everything I'm looking at doesn't seem too annoying except this, because it attacks my graveyard, so I guess I would pack that. But yeah, next turn, what are we doing? I don't know. There's so much card draw in my hand, it's hard to gauge like what kind of decision I'd be making, because I don't know what these would show me. I guess I brainstorm first and then correctly name a card with one of the Tamiyos to start. Something like that, yeah. Weird deck from the opponent, though. You'd figure it'd be more pressuring, more aggressive or something, but it wasn't. Which makes us happy, because we can win. Cool. Alright, 1-0. Even with a... I don't know if it was... I mean, the punt was Tamiyo minusing. I should have plussed Tamiyo. I shouldn't have minused it there. But we were losing access to the extra turn no matter what, unless we just hold on to it. You know, the game could have been a little bit differently, but we still ended up winning, so... Oh no, my opponent's name is I Hate Control. Oh no. Alright. Playing Madrotha, though, I guess the value of Madrotha, like, offsets your stuff getting countered over and over, so I suppose it kind of makes sense, right? Alright, I'm just gonna pass, leave up Counterspell. I'm not gonna cast Prophecy here. Uh-oh. Okay. Opponent just didn't do anything. Kind of interesting. They're not going on 6 right now, so I feel fine just casting Uro. I don't have a land, though. Oh, yes, I do. What am I talking about? I'd be very surprised if they had counter spells. I guess it's not impossible, but it'd be kind of surprising. Alright, probably Cycle Sensor. Although Sensor is potentially useful. We'll see. Looks like I just completely negated my opponent's entire turn by respecting a counterspell. So it seems. I don't know. Okay. So I lose a card. Probably an extra turn here. I also lose Uro, though, which is really, really bad. Yeah, we're losing Uro here. It looks like a removal spell, maybe, because obviously you can cast another card. Alright, let's see if I can just cheat out some value here. Although I'd like to leave up double blue. Not terribly likely I will. Actually, they're gonna steal the counterspell, so I'm not really gonna get value from it regardless. So it doesn't really matter. Archmage's Charm on top is nice, but we're losing access to a counterspell here. Yeah, it's pretty obvious counterspell. Madrotha is not doing anything currently, so I don't really care if it resolves. I wonder what they do take. Elspeth's Nightmare is one of the cards we just don't want to see, and of course they had it. It's a discard spell, and it exiles my graveyard, which means I lose Uro. And Tamiyo minus is worse now. But I suppose they do have options. I don't know what you take here. Okay. They took one counterspell knowing I have another, and I don't care about Muldrotha. If that's their like play for the turn, it might be. Looks like it's not. I was gonna say it might be a little weak in this instance to take that, but they did not. We're close to actually just casting Uro and getting around the Nightmare. Well, if your hand was that good, I don't think you would play Key there. You pitch Kiora Best the Sea God? Okay. Well, I mean, at this point, I don't have to do anything, right? My opponent left me with a counterspell. I can just cast this and leave it up. I lose my graveyard, but okay. Scry 2, choose a name. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, Stroke is fine. Another land is also fine. We can scry like that. Put the land on top, draw it next turn. And then I'll probably choose the name Archmage's Charm, because at the very least I can simply just cast it. Yeah. Alright, well, this is a position you want it to be in, I guess. Yep, we're going to neutralize that, or attempt to neutralize it. You had another counterspell. Great. Okay, well, now I don't have an answer to that. Archmage's Charm, I guess. No, I can name Time Warp. What am I doing, though? We, like, basically lose when they go to... No, we don't. We don't just basically lose. I guess I'm naming Time Warp. And I'll just pass. I can leave... Yeah, I guess I just pass. Yeah, alright. I can charm the extra card here. I guess my opponent's name is ironic, because they're basically playing the same thing I am with black. In fact, my opponent has done nothing but play control cards. Literally nothing else except the Paradise Druid. Okay. Guess I'm getting an island here. Ghost Quarter is an interesting one. You don't see that one. You see Field of Ruin way more often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. That's not at all what I would cast in this instance. In fact, I can let this resolve because my hand is not going to be relevant. This doesn't force me to... That was weird. Time Warp. Alright, well I have to counter that. And now I get to draw cards here because I named Time Warp and I don't have a choice. I basically have to cast it, so I will. That was a decent draw. So I get to pick up Time Warp and do it again. Alright, I have Dissipate on top. They have a Temple on top. I can name Dissipate right now. I can play Shark Typhoon, so I don't lose it to this stupid thing. But then they cast Kiora Best the Sea God. 4. I need 1 land to do everything I want. We're going to lead with this, because I can't really afford to lose it. This isn't a terrible spot. I get to make a 2-2. I can't cast Nissa, and I guess if I'm going to lose something, I'd rather it be something that's kind of useless. They might also respect a counterspell. Given what they did last turn, they haven't found a new card that's a problem, so... Not terribly frightened. We can beat Kiribesta Sea God this turn cycle. Wow, they just snapped it off. Okay. It's pretty obvious that it's Behold the Multiverse at this point. No, my opponent doesn't respect it. Alright, so we get to eat the Paradise Druid. I didn't expect that. Into the Royal's good. I do like that. Yeah, that was a bit of a whoopsie. Kind of knew what it was. Or assumed you did, because I was holding priority with 2 mana, and it was a Foretell card. It really doesn't... It really can't be that... cannot be that many things. Alright, so here we take an extra turn, because we found a land. Pay 3 life. Alright, now we get to do the thing. With a lot of shark tokens, too, actually. I don't think this is immediately lethal, but it's pretty close. Alright, castle. So we can't minus again. And I can technically scry to find something and then correctly name it. I can also just bounce one of these. I think that's a little bit better. So I'm going to bounce this so it doesn't tap down my sharks. I also get another shark, I guess. And then I want to leave this up. So we'll just name something random. Jace. Unraveler of Secrets. Oh, we got Karn's Temporal Sundering. Oh, I was gonna name it. I was gonna name that card and I didn't. Oh, man, that's bad. Alright. That's unfortunate. Oh, man. Alright, I'll just stick to my guns and always name that card. Screw it. Feel like it's always right, so... Yep, we lose our graveyard, yep. But we're kind of all in right now on what we're doing. Our opponent knows this doesn't do anything. They can't cast it or they're dead, so they have to literally do something else that is not that. And we do have a counterspell, so... Which also gives us a 3/3, which might offset whatever I fail to answer in this instance. Yep, that's fine. That is fine. Because I can now probably counter anything that answers what I'm doing. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they'd have to have some crazy, I don't even know what, triple 1 mana removal. Because again, we do get a 3/3 when we cast this. Now, did I have to swing with the 5/5, I wonder? Maybe not. Maybe I didn't have to swing with a 5/5. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. Alright, well, now you need something else. The key was the time warp, so we're going to block the 8/8. I'm not going to respect a pump spell, but I will respect a single removal spell negating my ability to actually kill them. And we could be at 1 against Madrotha and not really care. Sweet, looks like we did it. They did have a 1 mana removal spell. If I blocked, they were still dead. Yeah, get wrecked. Oh man, that was crazy. Alright. My opponent was certainly heavy control. The name was, I guess, ironic. Key got a really good card. And Elspeth's Nightmare was about to do something 3 times in a row. In fact, if I had not had a counterspell in that specific spot, I would have died because they killed my only blocker. And I would have died to lethal attackers. But not only did we counter it, we also got another shark. So they literally had another removal spell too. So they were close to having what I was being concerned about. If they had 1 more removal spell, we were kind of screwed. right? Removal, yeah. So they were close to having it, and we still beat it. Wow, we beat Madrotha with almost triple. We've lost our graveyard. We lost a vital card in the first game, and we lost our entire graveyard, Uro included, um, in the second game, and we got our entire graveyard exiled twice in the second game, and we still won. Man, that's crazy. Like, imagine they didn't have Elspeth's Nightmare. Like, the game would have been even easier. If that card was almost anything else, it would have been just easier. The discard, like, even the knowledge. Our opponent knew our hand the entire game, and we still won. They just couldn't beat what they knew about. It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I want to keep this just because the Growth Spiral. Riz is a slower token strategy. It does mean I am gunning for one of my like answers to the board, but I have faith I'll find it. Famous last words. I will probably play this as a land. I still don't like these sanctums, man. I hate the fast lands. They just irritate me. I think the slow lands are just better. I think the check lands are even better than these. Unless you have some super crucial turn one things, you always need like one of these two colors turn one every game. I just really have no respect for fast lands. I think the check lands are underplayed, at least in Modern. Modern and Pauper, of course, the two places where they see play. Oh, I was about to say, why was that tapped? It was not their fourth land. Oh, a Foretell card in green and white. Alright, well, it's not Doomscar, unless my opponent's insane, which is possible. I mean, that's certainly possible. I can respect or represent a counterspell. I'd rather just develop this, though. Cheat out of the land, look at that. OP, did it for the first time. That's what happens when you play a healthy amount of lands. You actually get to do the thing. With your augurs and your oracles. Let's play lands off the top. My opponent does not get to see the cards on the top, only us. This is good to know about. Well, it's irrelevant that I know I'm going to draw it no matter what. But now we have basics to get rid of and stuff. I think in a spot like this, I'm going to just cast Jace, though. Board where Jace is not immediately dead is a good board. And we found a land again off the top. Quite nice. Augur has basically been a divination. I can bounce Riz. I don't expect any sort of haste threat. Although every time I play against green, they just have one. Whenever you gain life is plus... Alright, so they're not going to use this to do anything. Create a 1/1. There's no way that's better than just plussing. I cannot imagine I care about this. I would like some form of counter magic. Token strategies might more or less have like a lot of negatable targets and stuff. And it's also, I also have a blocker. I don't necessarily have to like bounce this. What? Each creature put a counter. Add one. Alright, so it turns your stuff into mana dorks. I think I saw this at the butt end of Standard when I used to play Standard, I think. We untap with Jace, which is really nice. Bounce spell on top. Can probably bounce this and kill their... Oh yeah, this is just a blowout here. Bounce Riz. Kill their thing. Do I kick this? No, we're not going to kick it. Do I kick this? Hold on. I'm keeping this on top, so we're playing this. We have 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have to cast Thirst. I can just kick and... No, but I have to discard if I kick. But I'm not leaving up anything, and I'm super picky. No, we're just gonna... Veil of Summer. Oh, I guess that would make... Oh, nope, not Veil of Summer. They also did not float mana. And yeah, we pass. I'd like to draw this, so I'm not going to cast my instant speed ramp spell. But they missed a land, so this might be an uphill battle for them regardless. They have also there's another opponent that's playing a creature-based deck with... Oh, excuse me. What appears to be very little pressure, which is never where you want to be. Seems to be the case. We will pitch this island. Or my opponent will scoop. Nope. They did not scoop. Oh, there it is. Opponent found the correct button there. Not really anything you can do at this point. We are getting 7 mana, right? Yep. Do we have 7 on tap? Yeah, with a void here. Take an extra turn. Plus. Wait. Yeah, we didn't plus yet, so it goes up to 8. Take an extra turn. We get the ultimate, and then from there, only half of our opponent's spells get to resolve, and it's just an insane. It was a Doomscar, so they're not a creature-based deck, or what's the point of this? I don't understand. Yeah, I feel like of all the creature-based decks that wouldn't want to run a sweeper, because some do, right? Settle the Wreckage doesn't blow up your stuff. But if you're trying to sweep the board with a Wrath effect, token strategies seem to be like the worst ones to sweep your own board with, right? Unless you have like really good non-creature token generators that stay in play after, but I don't see that as like the common occurrence, but I don't know. I'm going to keep this because it is mono blue and we're just kind of hedging to not lose against mono blue, I guess. Delver of Secrets. That is a terrible thing to see. We don't want to see that because that can kill us by the time we like figure out a way to not die to the rest of what's going on. But unfortunately, I don't have a choice. I mean, it's probably, I don't know. We'll see. Opt. Okay. I guess I'm going to Archmage's Charm myself. Oh, we can attempt to steal this. I guess. I don't expect it to happen, but... I mean, if it taps my opponent out on their turn, this is good. Alright. Boseiju doesn't do it. I guess I'll just run out Oracle here. I guess. While I can. There's a chance this stays in play forever. I don't know. That's good to see. Another land on top, but I can't play it off the top. Wow, they have the penultimate answer to my... Wow. That's crazy. I can't play extra lands now. I'm not going to blow it up either. Alright, well we probably don't want Cultivate, so... Scry that away. I would like that. I can play this and plus it. I think we're going to do that here. While it's safe, I can name the card I know about. Behold the Multiverse. And I guess I will foretell it. Remember, I can't play 2 lands. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, that player had another land, they return a land. Okay, I can play a land and just pick it up. So I'll pick it up. That's fine. It just sees 1 card deeper. So I guess it isn't actually as bad as I thought. Very weird to see this. I mean, I guess they're playing it simply because it like replaces itself in your hand. But still very weird. Counterspell is alright. I don't have immediate access to it, though. Well, I guess I do if I plus. Alright, we're just going to plus then. What does this do? Enters a battlefield. Choose an instant sorcery 3 or greater. Okay. Memory Deluge is a good one. I can just Boseiju this, so I can start playing 2 lands a turn. If I feel like that's something I have to do. I don't really think it is, though. I really don't. This Delver Secrets is unbelievably good against me right now. Alright, we're gonna... I think we're gonna not Boseiju, because we know about what's going on here. We could just scry, and then pick up the scry land again. I don't see that as very appealing. I need things to do on my opponent's end step. But I guess we're not under immense pressure. I will counter this. I don't want my opponent getting more value. They've also, I believe, missed land drops. So if I can hold them off, I think that's a good thing to attempt to do. Looks like I will again. Memory lapse. Okay. They only see 2 cards because it costs 2 less, right? It's kind of funny. Oh, they found a land. Sure. They need 1 more to threaten their commander, although I don't imagine they'll never try to go for their commander. It's basically just mono blue Brawl without Brawl. We're going to keep both of these because they're really good. Land on the top. Land in hand. Epiphany's good. They're basically tapped out too, so I can Sublime Epiphany them now. We're drawing so many more cards. Just unless they capitalize on the tempo, we will wind up pulling ahead. Alright, we're going to bounce. Wait, how does this read? Return a permanent, create a token, draw a card. Okay. Bounce this, copy that, draw. Alright, so I can play 2 lands now. That can go away. Karn's Temporal Sundering is nice. Play a land and leave up a counterspell that our opponent knows about. Oh, I can play another land because I have 2 oracles. Oh man, that's spicy. Alright, so Tamiyo dies. We don't really care. Also, I'm kind of not interested in actually fighting over that. I mean, the card as is just not terribly exciting. We lose Tamiyo, but at this point I think we've turned around and this Delver's not going to just completely solo us. So it would seem, but it could still be wrong. Alright, they don't know about the River's Rebuke. Shark Typhoon is a really good one. Can I leave a counterspell if I go to cast this? Yes. Alright. Kind of surprised to see that just snap resolve. That's quite surprising. I don't think I have to attack currently. I don't think that damage is going to matter. I also don't think it's unreasonable to swing. No, we're just not going to swing. Thirst. Okay. Have a million cards. Not a big deal. Consider, yep. Kept the card. Okay. Kind of want to deal with Delver. Opponent just doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's get rid of Essence Scatter and Temple. Really want to leave up mana like that? I don't know. That seems rough. Obviously some kind of counterspell or double counterspell or something. I wonder if we have to do anything. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. Maybe I just don't have to do anything. I could just cast this. I don't think I have to fight over this. So I think it's like the best thing. I could just cast my commander, actually. Yeah, that seems like a really good idea. Of everything I can do. Opponent seems to agree. Alright, I'm going to pick up one of my cards to just get value. I don't think I want Elixir in hand. Probably another counterspell instead of an extra turn. Actually, we can just threaten another extra turn. No, we'll just take a counterspell, call it a day. Just make it extremely difficult for my opponent to ever do anything that we're concerned over. It's Especially if I can avoid counter magic forever, which appears to be the case. Seagate Restoration. Alright, that draws a ton of cards, so I guess I will fight over that. But if my opponent taps out to fight back, I don't think I'm scared of it resolving. Okay. Alright. Well, they wanted to fight on their own turn with a card that may not have been terribly relevant. So, this just got way easier. Yeah, that's probably just game. Yep, that's just game. I don't know what they were doing there. It seemed as though they must have ran out of gas. I mean, they knew we had both the counter spells we had, so it was kind of weird to see. I assume they were just running out of gas, but why would they? I really wish I could see their hand. Like, even if it was one more counter spell, it just makes no sense at all to cast this. I don't see the appeal. You're forcing me to fight, but you know I have 2 counter spells. And then you're fighting on your own turn. And then I just, like, you're tapped out even if it does resolve. And then I go into doing this. So we just sort of pulled super far ahead. It's kind of crazy. We beat Mono Blue, like, probably more counter spells than we have. And we just sort of beat it. Hey, what up, Matt? Matt D69XD. That's a name. No, there's no 420 in it, though. You missed the 420. We're just playing some Tamiyo Collector of Tales. With the other Tamiyo inside the actual deck. The iPad Tamiyo. Though I don't really like that commander as much, or Planeswalker as much now, because the emblem is not an emblem. It's an artifact, and I've had it like bounced, and it's just really annoying. And alright, Nicol Bolas, but it's the bad one, so there's probably a ton of Planeswalkers. Can we afford to keep this? We're on the draw. I think I'm going to be greedy and keep this. Because we probably have a lot of time. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. Play the land, please. There you go. No Mana Rock? Well, it's not a Mana Rock. Alright. Play that. Play this. I wonder if we should play Tome. I'm sure there's a card I can think of to get rid of and play Tome instead. So. Yeah, no problem. Alright, there's a Mana Rock. Don't want to see those. Do want to see this, though. Get to... Do I just cast Tamiyo for no reason? I'm trying to think of what blows me out of the water if I do that. Probably not a lot. Let's just do it. Do I just pick up Explore? I think I will just pick up Explore. Because it guarantees I hit something, and the card I'm hitting is actually kind of still relevant, so... And I don't really care if Tamiyo just dies on their turn. You know, might be likely, might not. I don't know. It's right on top. The only blowout is like a crazy Planeswalker. Come on! That's exactly what I didn't want to see. What a surprise. Get rid of my expensive card? Whatever. Nope. I don't know what we do now. It's really hard to just come out of this. I mean, I'm still just gonna name Time Warp at this point, because I haven't drawn it. You couldn't choose Infinity as your name, so discard everything up. Oh, yeah. Alright, it's just so frustrating. I mean, I tried to do something and I got punished. Maybe it wasn't worth it. I don't know. I just, like, it's so irritating. Gonna lose to this resolve threat that I have, like, no answer to. But I feel like I had to just take a chance there. I mean, it was a 5-mana Planeswalker on 5 with very steep activation requirement. And the game's over anyways, of course. Someone's playing this card, which you never see, but of course they're playing against me, so now they just have it. I have beaten someone who thought distortioned my entire hand before, but when they have Nicol Bolas in play, it's not going to obviously happen, because they'll start losing lands to the plus, and then it's over. Can't discard cards to it. No, I guess there was no beating that card anyway, so. The penultimate answer. Alright, so we just have to be super fast, because Sithis is kind of fast. But they don't interact that much. They don't interact that much. Yeah, Historic Brawl do be like that. Really do. But that's just singleton formats. You know, you signed up for it. We can beat this. We can beat this. If they don't have one of their Sithis cards, we are like a little bit better off. Alright, I guess I'll represent a counterspell. I mean, I'm going to do it no matter what. Alright, that is not Sithis. It only gets lands. Yep, put this in play. Alright, Oracle on turn 3 is really good. Fortunately, I cannot explore, but we didn't get there. Wanted to land off the top. We are dumping our hand. Commit answers basically anything, which is nice. Oh, alright. Wow. Sure. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, alright, we'll take it. Cool. We beat Sithis. We beat it quite decidedly, too. It seemed though they didn't even want to keep playing the game. I wonder what happened there. Quite curious. Cool. So we lost only, I think, one game? It was against the Nicobolus, right? Or did we lose before that? I'm trying to think. No, I think that was the first game we lost. Here's probably going to be the second one. You lost track of time and missed the start? Oh, yeah, rip. It's alright, dude. Always a pleasure to have you whenever. We have Wash Away, which is alright. River's Rebuke isn't... I don't know, goblins are, like, good at coming into play all in the same turn, so... I can't really ask for much better, though. Let's keep this. No, they did. They played a land, and then they paused, and then they scooped. So I don't really know what happened there. Kind of just want to look for a land, so we're going to do that. I think this game is pretty... It's going to be a pretty fast one. Alright, I'll leave out Wash Away to send a message here. That I can now wash away your turn 3 play from your hand, because that's how the card works. Alright, well that was a really good one. They all have haste now, and Luxus cost 1 less. So it was one of the worst ones to see. I can afford to just play this revealed. There's not much benefit in not doing that. Do we scry at this point? No, we can just play this. We have a turn before they go for their commander, and I don't expect to like wash away anything except this, so... Let's see, a land can go find the villain's lair. It is a counter spell. I guess I will keep it. And we can name... What do we name with this? Maybe Teferi? Although we might name River's Rebuke, because that might be the turn I like use this. I don't know. Alright, so... Sure, that's fine. Could have been worse. They did not hit a land. I can't name a counterspell because my opponent will know it exists. So I guess I'll name you Find the... See, I don't want to name a counterspell. I'm going to cast Teferi this turn, right? Yeah, we are, so we're not naming Teferi. I guess I'll just name Wash Away. Yeah. I mean, even if they know about it, they have to do something about it, so... Plus here, get rid of, these are sort of similar. This one draws, so I guess I get rid of that one. It draws instead of discards, so it's like slightly better. I don't know. I wish this was untapped so I could block here, but... I don't see a reason in minusing this. Alright, they found a land. But they can't cast Muxus because they know about Wash Away. or they should assume I have any sort of counterspell. I can play 4D chess and name something I don't have in hand, but this seems like a reckless thing to do when there's not much upside. Yeah, I guess Muxus is not tier 1, but I think the other one is. Callus, the 4-mana dwarf, seems to be the red war criminal next to Magda. I think those are the two red ones that you just never want to ever play against. Alright, I don't know why this was tough. It's pretty easy play. Everything you play has haste, so it's just pretty easy to kill Teferi, no matter what. I don't know. I think this game's already over. I don't have enough ways to deal with a board of hasting goblins. I just don't. We just have to violently dig for the extra turn loop nonsense, and we're not really even close. Oh boy. Yep, that was the only goblin I was thinking of, and it took them a second to pick it for some reason. Oh, don't want to stop there. Alright, they're ignoring Teferi. Totally reasonable. I guess I am going to die pretty quickly to the board. I mean, literally 2 turns. So we'll do this, plus... Alright, get rid of something that's extremely difficult to cast in a reasonable manner. On another land. Alright, well, we're not going to get wash away value. I kind of wish I named River's Rebuke. If I knew it was going to sync up like this, I would have obviously drawn some cards, but it did not. I don't really have a choice to do this or do anything but this, so... Slows them down a lot, especially if they don't have a land. Yeah, Bastias. Oh, wait, I got confused. Oh, that was you. Oh, no, you guys have the same colored names. That's what's throwing me off. I'm like, how did you say it twice? Bastias is here, my bad. What up? Alright, they took a whole turn off to do this, which is amazing. We have double counterspell in the face of a goblin deck with nothing in play. That was quite nice. Always plus, always plus. Look at the top card. They have Squee. Can't say I care about that one. Midnight Clock. Okay. Leaving up double counterspell seems like a good idea. What is Tamiyo minusing? Nothing. I have options. I think I lead with Brainstorm. Alright, let's put back Harrow and Oracle, because I'm probably never going to cast these cards. Leave Harrow on top. And then I have the plus to get rid of one of these, being... I could have plussed first. Maybe it was backwards. I don't know. This gives me a little bit more choice, I guess. I don't think I'm ever going to cast... I'd rather get rid of this so we can pitch the clock. And we're never going to get to the 12th hour, so... And then we can leave up double counterspell. Yeah. I can leave up double counterspell with Harrow, I believe, so... I'll do that. Have to counter that, so I will. Opponent's starting to feel the burn of not attacking Teferi. Well, you basically have to cast this. You have to attack Teferi at this point, or it's starting to become a serious problem. Yep, there it is. Alright, so we tap, tap, tap. Get 2 islands. I'll get rid of... Yeah, we'll get rid of 1 island here. Because I'm getting 2 more. I don't need that much green. And I'll cast Wash Away, which you probably knew about if you were paying attention to what I named earlier. And it's always right to just plus for no reason, so I will. Oh, that would have been good. Oh, that would have been so good. Oh, that would have been so good. Oh. Alright. Plus. These are like the same, except this one cost mana, so whoop. And then I can pick up Tamiyo, or play Tamiyo, pick up a counter spell? I guess? I don't know. Probably a good idea to do that, so I guess I will. Yeah, we'll just pick up a counter spell. Doesn't really matter which one, so we'll just pick up one that counters literally any card ever. And I'll leave up Guardian Idol as a blocker. Alright. I'm not going to cast Matron. Or counter Matron. I'm not going to counter Squee. Squeeze is just really annoying, huh? Good thing they didn't have that earlier. Ringleader. It does have haste, so I will block it. Or counter it. Opponent's trying to do some math here. What's going on? I can ultimate Teferi on their turn, so attacking it with a burn spell doesn't actually do anything. They're frostbiting Tamiyo. Okay. Sure. I don't... Okay. And now I'll just keep Teferi around by just plussing first, I guess. Another extra turn? Lol. Alright, so we take 2 extra turns, and then we take even more. We're just going to plus naming Time Warp. Oh, I thought we hit it. Oh, I thought we hit it, dude. I thought we hit that card. I probably should have foretold this. That was a mistake. Doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't. Alright, so we plus. Get rid of you. Cast you. Pick up Memory Deluge? Nah, we'll just plus again. Time Warp. Rip. And then I guess we have nothing else to do, so I'll just pass. Huh. Alright, well this actually is not completely over. Shoot. I guess I have an extra turn, so I can safely tap out this turn. I guess I will. Oh! Ooh! Alright. That there. Let's plus this, get rid of Regrowth. Cast Solve the Equation to finally get Time Warp. But I'm not winning the game, actually. But it's probably still right to get this. Yeah. Opponent might just simply scoop, but I mean, we're not actually winning, right? This is an instance where I would absolutely sit around and wait for me to find a way to kill them. How do we do that? We take an extra turn, we untap right now. Yeah, we draw, discard. We take an extra turn, we take 2 more because we get to pick this up twice. That taps 5, we have some leftover mana. I guess at some point I could probably pick up Kama and still not instantly die and like cast it, and so I suppose I did have an avenue to continue to like actually win the game, not just take extra turns and do nothing with them. But I mean, if my opponent scoops, it doesn't matter. I just want to move on anyway. So it's like when you play Omniscience and then you sit there and pause, but you don't actually have any way to win, and then your opponent scoops because you played Omniscience, but you actually just had no way to win. Like the guy who played Dragonstorm in Standard when I was in diapers like 20 years ago. But he took out all his dragons, so he just cast Dragonstorm, and his opponent scooped, but he had no dragons to get, but they just didn't know. He sided his sideboard was all cards to make it more consistent without them realizing there was no dragons, and he ended up winning. It's really funny. Locust God, huh? So we were kind of doing that, but we did have things in the graveyard that probably could close it out quite decisively. So this is like Niv Mizzet, but slightly worse. Disdainful Stroke might be good enough. We'll see. We'll see. Probably play this as a land. I don't expect to ever... Oh, I can wait a turn, though. I can just wait 1 turn. I'm not doing anything on turn 2. Yeah, alright, we're playing this as a land. Alright, really did not want to see Mana Rocks. Very annoying, but not much I can do about it. Midnight Clock. Our Mana Rock is slightly better. Looks like we're not playing Counterspell. We're just going back and forth like this. Okay, sure. Means I get to resolve something decent? No, because I have to leave up counter spells now because I don't want to lose to the card. Let's do this and pass. I could have just not did that. Opponent has ramped a lot. Like a lot. Oh, they're not doing anything. Oh, nice. Sweet. There's no way you counter this. What are you doing? No way. What? Oh, okay, fine. Sure. Expansion Explosion. Nope, we don't want that. It's about to say that's crazy. We can Rivers Rebuke them. I don't think I capitalize on it enough to feel good about it, so I just won't. Getting Elixir in play seems nice, but leaving up only one counterspell seems suspect. Yeah, I think Memory Deluging is just slightly better. Wow, opponent's just aggressively not doing anything. 2 lands. I don't like Spark Double. I think we'll just take 2 lands. It's fine. Kama's maybe a threat. I don't know if I ever get to it. Let's play a tap land and pass. There's some things I could be concerned about right now, but we'll see. Magma Opus? I think that's worth countering, so I will. Alright, well, there's not too many more giant instant speed blue-red cards. Expansion Explosion are like the 2 big ones. They obviously have a counter spell here, otherwise it wouldn't shock themselves. Yep. And then I can't do anything. This resolves, but they are tapped out. I can now Rivers Rebuke, and I will. Yeah. It sets them back a lot because all the mana rocks. Play this, pass. We're close to flipping the midnight clock, and our hand is getting empty. It'd be nice to have Kama. Wow, they just snapped that off, huh? What does this do? Whenever you draw, you make an insect. Draw, discard, dies. Okay. Shark Typhoon is probably slightly better than Kama, but Kama is incredibly difficult for them to deal with. So I'd rather just have that sitting in play. And we pass. I don't care about the activated ability on Locust God. Yep, thought so. Probably no bounce spells, maybe, and they just assume Kama will slowly pull ahead, even though they may make a lot of... Actually, when do you make one? Whenever you draw. Alright, so there's a decent chance they have enough, like, 1/1s to never really get hit by Kama, but they're 1/1s versus 3/3s. And this is usually going to be indestructible every time I go to swing with it, so... And they have to, like, recast all of these for, like, a turn, and, I don't know, sets them back a lot. My opponent was playing fast, though. I gotta respect it. They weren't messing around. They just popped both these off. They had, like, the biggest things in the game, and one of them wasn't terribly relevant. In fact, I think they did it at an odd time. They did it at a time that let me cast things on my own turn, so maybe not many counter spells in their deck. I don't know. Kama got him. GG's. Oh, we're doing really good. I think we're, like, 7-1, maybe 7-2. We beat Goblins, although they did leave me with Teferi for no reason. Put me on a turn or 2-turn clock. I don't think it would have. I don't know. Well, people make decisions. Sometimes they're just suboptimal, I guess. Suboptimu. Fine. This is green-white, not just mono-white. What? Enters the battlefield. What? Okay. No, yeah, alright. It's green here. Whoop. Charming Prince? Okay. Oh, we're playing against a brony dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. Scry 2 to the bottom. Okay. I really wish I could cast this now, but it'll kind of just die. I guess we just foretell this and then leave up Disdain. No, I can't leave up Disdainful Stroke in any reasonable fashion, so I guess I'll leave up Behold the Multiverse. Because I can't Disdainful Stroke if they don't have 4 mana. I don't think they're going to respect counter magic. I would kind of doubt it. I don't know if they can afford to. I don't know what this deck does. Those sleeves are actually cool. Well, to each their own. To each their own. They're O-ringing my mana rock. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see. Another land. Don't think I need that one. Tail's End's alright. I guess I'll keep Tail's End. Confident in our ability to find lands, though, so I'll just put one at the bottom. To be the case is indeed what happens. Oh, they just snapped that off, huh? Alright, Tail's End has less targets, so I'll Tail's End instead of Disdainful Stroke. They can't cast it again next turn, so if if I find an untapped land, I can cast Jace, and I think I will. It doesn't immediately die. We have a thing to defend it even further next turn with the Sublime Epiphany. Another counterspell is better than probably a random card. Maybe, I don't know, River of Tears is what we're really looking for, but they have O-ring effects. Oh. My Jays. That's toxic. Alright. Leave up Sublime Epiphany. Solemn Simulacrum. I will actually not let that resolve. So counter, bounce the O-ring? Yeah, and then I'll draw. Naming green, I guess? Doesn't matter. It'll probably get O-ringed again. Alright, well, we can take 3 a turn for a while and not start to sweat. We can tutor for an extra turn now, and then start spamming it later with Tamiyo, because we're getting close to being able to do that. I really want to get Discover the Formula, but I also want to win the game, so... Play our fast land, because I hate them, and then... Foretell and pass? Using the mana for the Cold Steel Heart now seems like a good idea, so... Alright. Okay, yeah. If they use the O-ring as a channel, as an ephemerate rather, cloud shift, whatever, an uncounterable cloud shift. I don't think I would have ever Tails ended that. Scries to the bottom again. Okay. Plays a land, insta scoops. Gotcha. They scooped so fast. How did they do that? How did they actually scoop that fast? Like, they played a land? Like, they went, like... Oh, I guess I can't do it because the game's over, but they, like, scooped as the land was coming into play. That was, like... That was impressive. Wow. Alright. But, yeah, we can just kind of get hit over and over. Unlike the Delver of Secrets, that was doing the same thing, they don't have counter spells. So I'm not, like, sweating about this one mana card that resolved and I have no answer to it because there's no counter spells. I can do what I want. GG's. They scooped real quick. Lag, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But no, No, they're just good. They got it on lockdown. The Gitrog monster. Ooh, kind of an expensive hand against the Gitrog monster. Again with this Unraveler of Secrets. Should make this my commander. Shoot, it really likes to be in my hand. Keep this. Island pass. We have double green too. We can play the Augur. There's not many double green cards in my deck. We're gonna Foretell. Forego playing this tap land and just use our mana as efficiently as possible. They're playing my least favorite card in the game, Emergent Sequence. Every time I play this, the land dies and I feel horrible. 'Tis not be the case currently though. Yeah, we're gonna cast Augur. Maybe my opponent feels like they have to kill it or something. That is not them killing it. Alright. The Gitrog monster is a weird one. You do draw a lot of cards, and it's faster than you think. But you do kind of stay at a low land count, kind of. More or less. At the beginning of your end step, creature died, becomes a top card. Okay. Yeah, they got the flick. Flick of the wrist. We can forego playing a tap land again, I will. You never know what I find off the top from this Behold. I don't like casting Tamiyo right now. Although maybe I do if my opponent's entire turn is the Gitrog monster. I guess I can just cast Tamiyo. Start getting some value guaranteed because we have something that reveals the top. Master of Time. Ooh. Milling Negate. Ramp spell. Sure. No swing. Alright, so cast a Gitrog monster. And then let me abuse you. With potential Tamiyo nonsense. That's not Gitrog. That's not good news. Probably a removal spell for Tamiyo. That's a really weird one. Oh, really? Just nothing? Okay. No land? Explore, draw for turn, and Warlock. They saw 5 cards, no land. Oof. Oof. I mean, if that's the case, I'll just pull farther ahead with this. Or do I just minus Tamiyo for negate? Nah, we're going to just plus it, name Time Warp. Because if I hit Time Warp, this game just gets a lot easier. Land, rip. Alright, yep, just Jace. I don't want that. No attack. Alright. If I had an answer to this land, dude, oh, they'd be set back so far. Alright, they drew a land. Anything but Casualties of War? We haven't seen Casualties of War yet, but I mean, this is where it would be good. Oh my god, is it Casualties? Okay. Whew. So I have to say that is no bueno. Wow. Alright. We get to pick up this. Can't cast it, though. I think I'll just pick up Shark Typhoon. But again, that's another permanent type in the face of Casualties, which I'd rather just not deal with. Oh, although Force the Negation kind of makes me feel better. I can't do both, though, so guess we're just off that. I can pick up Jace and recast it. I think I'll just pick up this Force the Negation, though. I think I just always want that. It's just really good, so... F. Lamont. Oh, it's packed. It's packed in negation. Excuse me. Force of negation is the one that is $200. Packed negation. The $20 one. There it is. Mill over land. Enchantment. Oh, we have Karn's Temporal Sundering on Litop. Opponent knows about packed, so it's a little bit weaker. I can double up my counter spells, but I think I'd rather just develop Teferi. I'd rather maybe not put this in my hand. They are a black deck, but oh, too late now. Let's get rid of you. Play an island. And pays. This is a long time to have Tamiyo in play. Regrowth removal spell. Okay. Does it just kill Teferi? If it kills Teferi, I'm not countering it. Ooh. That's annoying. No. I won't allow it. Oh, hey, look, it's Time Warp. I can't cast it now because I have to not die to Pact of Negation. But, yep. Okay. Plus, get rid of a land, I guess. Oh, that's an easy one. Actually, that's one of the few cards I can literally cast right now, so... Let's get rid of you. I'm not gonna block. Auto pay, yep. Alright, so we get to plus here. Get rid of another card that isn't terribly relevant. Play a land, and we actually have a card that's castable. I can just minus this to pick up, like, Pact of Negation again. Is that just dirty? I guess I will. That's actually crazy. I just pick up Pact of Negation. Oh, that's so messed up. Alright, so we get rid of, Oh yeah, Tails End was also good. I don't expect them to cast a Gitrog monster though, because it doesn't really deal with what they've been trying to deal with this game. Alright, so there goes Teffers. I guess it's free to plus first. Essence Scatter was also really good. Let's get rid of Disruption at this point. Just upgrading my stuff. They're letting me kill a land, so that's nice. They really, really did not like Teferi. Kind of surprised to see that. I feel like Tamiyo is just a looming inevitability. Okay, this is post-combat. It's not doing anything. Yeah, it's post-combat. Yeah, Gitrog's a cool one. I haven't played Gitrog myself yet. I like it in Muldrotha because I can play the land out of my graveyard, but as a commander, I haven't tried it. Just sacking my own lands and not being able to recur them just kind of irritates me. Alright. Yep. So now we probably win. It's quite likely. I mean, people just scoop to this anyways. We'll see. Plus... Name the other Tamiyo. Proceed to not be able to cast it. And I guess I'll just draw 2. I mean, at this point, I can just do anything I want. Attack this. Get rid of you and you. Land off the top again. I guess I could have just bounced this. Yeah, I could have just bounced their Planeswalker. But I think it's better to not bounce it. I'd rather, like, do something like this. Because I can just continuously attack it and kill it that way. Yep. Alright, so it's again, someone's just kind of scooping because I'm just running away with the game. Although I'm 1 mana off constantly to be able to do crazy stuff. But still, let's see, what are we doing? Next turn, we play a land. We pick up an extra turn once at least. Recast it. This goes up to 5. I can play Tamiyo or just... Oh, Spark Double. I'm trying to think. Does Spark Double break it? Because I can plus... So this goes on... What does this start at? What does Tamiyo start at? 4? Goes up to 5? This starts at 5, goes up to 6. Minus. Minus. Plus. Minus. Minus. Plus. Minus. Okay, so I take a lot of extra turns. Because you can go back and forth with these. But, not infinite, but it's probably enough to, like, find something else to reasonably kill my opponent. But again... If I were me, I would stick around to see at least something that really kills me. But I'm sure it was already obvious. I'm just not paying attention to what's in my graveyard. I'm sure there was something else I could have done. Like just casting Jace and getting the ultimate's all I need, right? And I think I could do that through all of that. You know, we should probably run... Oh, well, can't do it now. I was going to say, we might want Regrowth in here. I don't think it is in here. And I'm thinking I do want it. So I'm going to look into that one. Because we do play with our graveyard more than... Yeah, Archmage's Charm is literally Faithless Looting. Yeah, yeah, basically. But you go down 2 cards, not 3, right? Unless you're already like at 8 or more than when you cast it, because then you're forced to discard. What is this, Hinata? I guess this is a decent hand against Hinata, so I will keep it. I'm not gonna spoil the fact that I have Censor in hand if I don't have to. Because I'll hold priority with a 1-minute cycler. Not going to counter any nonsense from the opponent. I'm going to name green here, just in case I ever draw a double green card. I'm able to cast it and not cry. Alright, so we can play this, and then Guardian Idol. Looks like my opponent, I think, has a cantrip here. Yeah, it looks like a cantrip. It could be Lightning Bolt, but I don't think Hinata plays Lightning Bolt. It'd be kind of weird. Double Mana Rock is quite nice for us, though. I might actually cycle the Censor, because I need action, and I don't expect Teferi to resolve, so let's just... Or, Tamiyo to resolve, so... Hinata's alright. I think Narset's just better, but... That's just me. I can, Torrential Gearhulk a Sensor, which is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I doubt my opponent will allow me to, but, you know, you never know. We'll just scry 2 at the end step. Run a Braid over it in Hinata? Yeah, I'm sure they have a Braid in here. That would make sense. Augur is a card. Okay. They didn't cast Hinata on 4, so they're willing to... No, we're tapping you, you, and you. Hey! Pass. Second time. Augur into instant value. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, they're just cycling this, I guess? Oh, it mills me? What? Mills 2? You never want to mill your opponent. They hit a Bala Ged Recovery. That would have been, I guess, alright, but... We are Tamiyo, so you really have to make sure when you're milling me, I never utilize the loss of, quote-unquote, those cards or something. I don't know. We can still mission briefing Censor. It's not going to work now. I cannot believe they just snapped this off. That is crazy to me. That is insane. It's very unlikely I hit anything to deal with this now, so alright. I can't believe they just went for it like that. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, that's just wild. Why would you ever do that? Kind of paid off, but I mean still. 1, 2, 3... Oh, negates on the top? It's going to solve the equation. Now I guess I'm not going to. Alright, I mean, if I put Tamiyo in play, this could threaten them. So I'll just do that. Oh, Tamiyo starts at 5, goes up to 6. Okay. Yeah, I'll just pick up negate, I guess. Can't believe they just snapped it off like that. He's windmill slammed. Okay. Well, this is a spot I didn't expect to be in, because again, I really don't... I'm struggling to understand why you would cast Hinata there. Maybe you just have to. I don't know. Maybe they're like, alright, if it resolves, the game continues. If it doesn't, I scoop. That's reasonable. There's no choice. But, yeah, it's like Narset, but just a little bit weaker. Because it doesn't, like, draw cards. And there's not enough cards where I'm, like, excited to have a discount on in this format. To where, like, Hinata feels like it's better than Narset. Prismari Command. Okay, they shock my commander. And then they'll kill it with the 4/4. I guess if I can fight on their turn, that's a good idea. So I'll do that. Alright. Attempting to keep Tamiyo alive is probably a good idea. What does this do? Okay, are they unsummon Tamiyo? Alright. Sure. Why not? That's adorable. Opt on their own turn? What is that? Oh, looking for a land, maybe? Oh, well, I guess they found it. No counter magic, though. Again, this is a spot where I'm just... it didn't even seem like there was a colossal payoff to resolving Hinata there. Like, alright. So we can take an extra turn with Time Warp next turn. Solve the equation finding it. And I think I'll just do that. I don't think I instantly win, but... Oh, it costs 6 because it targets somebody. Right, Hinata's like... Yeah. Okay, so I actually can't do that. I got it. Alright. I think we can still safely pass and not feel terrible. We do have counter magic still. I guess I will attack. What do we have? 2 counter spells. No, we only really have 1. Do I just resolve this again? I don't feel like I'm going to reliably leave up a counterspell. So let's just do this again. Name Arcane Signet. At least I guarantee I put something in my hand. Might as well. If that's what I was going to do, maybe I should have plussed first to pull a land off the top. I'm sure Hinata is the only creature. That wouldn't surprise me. In fact, that's how I would expect people to sort of build it, aside from Gear Hulk, Dream Trawler, maybe, something like that. Alright, they got Tamiyo. Put it to the command zone. Here's Botanical Sanctum again, upsetting me greatly. I think I'm going to turn this into a basic. I hate these fast lands. It should be the slow land. I just don't own the blue-green slow land. Just running this one, but I just really don't like these. Yep, tap land on turn 28. I just really have no respect for that card. Okay, so unfortunately we're fighting counterspells now, given the way the game has panned out. But not the end of the world, because we can certainly play that game and still have other things to do, like Memory Deluge on their end step and the like, so this is fine. Not the end of the world. They did not play land last turn, so I think that's what they drew this turn, which means their hand isn't any different from last turn. Clone Crafter. Enters the battlefield, conjure a duplicate of a random creature in... What? From an opponent's library? So, Kama's a big one? Kama is a big one. Can I counter this like a hard counter? I will attempt to, because Kama could be an issue, and also making my opponent tap out on their own turn seems like a good idea. So I guess I'll do that. But it really isn't the end of the world if it resolves, like either way, because they can't cast Kama. Is there another creature, Oracle of Moldiah? They could get that one, which I don't care too much about. But I think it's more important to just make my opponent fight on their turn, so I can start taking extra turns forever. 2 mana Bribery, yeah, except you have to spend mana to actually cast the card, so... You have to actually, like, cast the card you steal. And you get a random card. On average, this seems abysmal, right? Like, what if you're against Muxus, and you just stole a Raging Goblin? That actually just seems like a really bad card. It just happens to be quite good against us. Usually. Although I did have Gear Hulk in hand, so maybe not. Alright, well, now I have a Gear Hulk in play, which they might feel obligated to deal with. We'll see. They are swinging. Well, I guess they can't really block. Okie dokie. Straight to combat. They have 5 mana. I'm winning the race, and I can beat things that are a threat, given my hand. So, I almost want to fire up Guardian Idol, actually. March. Exile any number. Phase out? This seems really bad. Alright, I mean, that, yeah, sure. That's a tempo. That's, yep. You can do that. That is a play you can make. That is really weird. Spell Swindle. Alright, let's proceed to not let that resolve. Cool. And then I play this, and I scry 2. That is really weird. Alright, so that goes away. Actually, we can keep both on top, and then play this off the top, because of the phase out thing. Do they phase out until my opponent's turn, or are they phased out forever? I don't actually know. Let's find out the hard way. I don't really have a choice but to find out. So. Oh, nope, they're phased back in. Okay. Let's name... Memory Deluge? I think Memory Deluge is how it's going to sync up correctly. Where are you? There you are. Because I'm not casting it now. Play this, pick up Time Warp. Play that as a land. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 1 off from casting Time Warp. So I can River of Tears their commander and force them to recast it. I don't think that's unreasonable. Oh no, this picks up everything. I'm actually stupid. I thought that was... Oh, I thought it was... Ooh. Aye, that was really bad. Okay. Oh. Whoopsie daisies. Whoopsie daisies. Alright. Not the end of the world, but obviously really stupid of me. My apologies. I really thought it was the other one. Whoops. I don't think we're screwed, though. I mean, can still obviously play the game. Actually, this isn't really all that bad at all. Yeah, this is actually not bad. Of these, I think the best one to play now is this. It's naming blue. 5 had play to pick up Gear Hulk. Yeah, I should have swung first. I should have done 7 damage. So, whoops. Whoops. That was not how I wanted to utilize that turn. Alright, opponent figured out how to pass the turn. Tamiyo's a good draw right now, so I think I will just draw it and play it. And I'm probably not going to pay life, so I'll just, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana left. Honestly, the tapping of their commander isn't even all that great. They might not care about this in any way, but... Yeah, we're going to just attempt to lock this down, see what happens here. Alright, so it's tapped down. I feel better about my miss sequence there now. Feeling a little bit better. We've got the recurring damage locked down until they deal with this. My opponent's really, really pausing, which makes me kind of nervous, but until they do something, I guess I don't care. Yeah, I think we still got this. Of course, they have the best card in their entire deck, but I think we can beat it, so we will. Counter unless they pay twice, so we tap for 1 here, because they can't pay for that, and then I pay for the targeting tax. That really is the best card. In fact, if it wasn't for this card, I don't think Hinata would be like a consideration at all. In Standard, I think there is a Hinata deck that plays Magma Opus and just goes back and forth with those. What on earth is this? You get a 2/2, then draw a discard? And then things that target them or their stuff? Oh, wow. Alright, that's spicy. They pitch Chill of the Grave. Okay. Yeah, sure. Alright, so we're going to do an obvious thing here. Just tap down Hinata and then assault their Kasmina. I think I've seen Kasmina once before. They can't... Well, I mean, they can block. I don't think they will, because they need to take Tamiyo off of its ultimate, or attempt to, even though they know about Gear Hulk, so that might be kind of tough. I can play Teferi here, which I like. Also, drastically increases my chances to find a land with the Augur. When Yorion Blink, also what up? No, I've played that before, but I can play it again. It's been a while since I've played it. Since I played that kind of strategy, and I think new cards have come out since I've played it last that I'd certainly give it a try again. I'm not opposed to that one. I do like the strategy. Even though it is like creature-centric, that tends to not be the things I do. Sublime Epiphany. Alright, so they yet again have another extremely good card, but we have something to rebuttal it. I really want to draw that. Actually, you know what? We can bend this so I can hit a land off the top with my auger. Negate. Cast Negate. Targeting Epiphany. We'll play a land before we plus the fairy. Ooh, another land. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, alright. Wait a minute. Why was I able to play 2 lands? Oh, Explore. I played Explore this turn. Gotcha. Oh, look, it's Epiphany. What do you know? Alright, we're probably never casting this Guardian Isle, so... And is there any reason to not cast this? Any reason to not cast this? I guess the fact that I like the card on top means I'm not going to cast it, because I'm going to scry less. I don't know. Azusa? Oh, jeez, I don't know. Elish Norn. What on earth is that card doing in my opponent's deck? My opponent just cast an Elish Norn. Okay. Minusing and plussing are the same, basically, so I guess I'll just plus. Get rid of a land. And here I think we have it. Or we're close to having it. I'm still... Alright. Opponent just played an Elish Norn. Alright, let's tap this. Draw a card. We get to play a land off the top. Reveal a land. That will probably just get rid of... Spells cost 2 less. Which means we basically are doing what they're doing, except way better. Let us take infinite extra turns now. Or a lot of extra turns. Or attempt to. Scry 2, go away, go away. Alright, I'll name the Midnight Clock with it, I guess. At this point, I think it's safe to just Gear Hulk. No, it's not, because Elish Norn. That's really annoying. Oh, never mind. This is way better. Elish Norn's... Why are they playing that card? I mean, I like it. It's just weird. Alright, so we're going to name Gear Hulk here. Because I'm not casting it. Play that. Get rid of this Cultivate. I guess I'll get rid of a land. Doesn't matter. Cultivate costs 1 mana. Oh, that's so satisfying. Alright, so we cast Shark Typhoon. I do have to deal with this. I actually do have to deal with it. Alright, the 1 mana shark dies. Unless it's still a 3 mana shark. Yeah, it is, because it's CMC 3. Get some islands here. Alright, that kind of deals with the Elish Norn. Well, that means I can't cast this. Oh, wait, no, I can just pick it up with the Tamiyo. Right. Into the Royal. I will bounce Elish Norn. Token dies. Kill this weird commander. Planeswalker, whatever. And then Hinata gets to untap. I'm not taking another extra turn. Alright, yeah. Alright. Very weird. That's a comma list? Yeah, that's a comma list. Was great. That was great. That was a good one. River's Rebuke was your draw? Oh, that's toxic. Alright. I mean, I literally can't let that be a thing. Oh, no, they couldn't play both. Never mind. I was about to say, they can't play both cards, so it doesn't matter. Our opponent knows whichever one they do cast, we have Gear Hulk to answer it, no matter what, right? I believe? No, that's not necessarily true. Really? This deep into the game? They did not know about Counterspell, right? They didn't know about Counterspell. Wait a minute. I had Tamiyo's Notebook untapped, and I had 1, 2, 3. I'm sure there was a way to cast this last turn and like not have to pass, if that mattered, to give my opponent like the slightest chance to do something. But no, given their knowledge, they actually did not know this guarantee was going to resolve, because the best counterspell I had was Whirlwind Denial, which only. Oh, wait a minute. No, I could have, because this was the min I spent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 4 and then 5. So I could actually pay for it, but yeah. No, oh no, wait, no, I lied. There it was. Saw it coming was in the graveyard. So no, they knew whatever it was they were gonna do wasn't gonna work. But for the things they drew, they actually. How many cards did they see? 75. They only saw a fourth of their deck, and they had one. Well, this one isn't like amazing, but 1, 2. They had like the 2 crazy ones, and the best card in the deck. And we kind of beat it. I wonder how the game would have panned out if I didn't deal with this Prismari command. One of the ripple effect of that. Well, GG's though. That was an interesting game. Opponent was playing some really weird jank though. Yeah, Terraskew just like clapped us every time. I'm like, alright, as long as this mono green deck doesn't have a haste threat, I can play Magic. And then it's like one of those players was in my comment section on YouTube. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, nah, you don't have to be sorry. He was one of the Terraskew players, one of the 2. He's like, yeah, dude, I just ran really well. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I can't get mad at that. The only thing I got mad at, like really upset, was my opponent randomly stealing my Ulamog. That one sunk deep. I felt that one, man. I didn't sleep that whole night. I was crying. Yeah, because like they stole my Ulamog with a card that I actually answered. I answered it in the form of an O-ring, to which then the O-ring had to get like bounced or blown up by my own card, which exacerbated my argument that I despise O-ring effects. Well, this is an insane opener. Oh no! All right. Should have paid closer attention to my hand, I guess. I don't know. It seemed reasonable to keep. Alright. I mean, I can, like, Shark Typhoon for 1? That seems really weird, but I can. I basically have to, right? Okay. Don't really care about that one at all. Okay, don't really care about that one. There's no way you crack the token. You swing with just the 2/2? Why are you not swinging with the Savior? I don't understand. Okay. I mean, whether I block it or not, I don't think it's terribly relevant, but kind of strange to not swing with it. I don't know what you expect me to play out of nowhere as a blue-green deck. That's a problem, but alright. Unless you're respecting Shark Typhoon, which would be kind of weird. But again, I don't think it's worth countering. Or just not swinging. I think I would swing always with this. It's not doing much. Giving something indestructible against blue-green is not really doing anything. Alright, I guess I just let that resolve. I mean, this game is probably over because I didn't draw a land. Mirror Shield? What? Alright, they haven't played anything counter-worthy. Maybe that was an argument to simply just counter this, but I mean, I didn't, so it is what it is. If I don't draw land, I'll just scoot. Call it a day. Not going to waste my time. Drew land. Alright, so land into, at this point, violently digging for more with Oracle, or leave up Deluge to guarantee almost a land. They start drawing, but I don't really care. Into another land, into Time Warp, into Tamiyo. Alright, we have an out. I'm not going to bank on Oracle. It could be too slow, could miss, could be poo-poo caca pee-pee. I kind of want to counter that. I think I'm going to counter this. I think if I counter this, I have more time on average. So I will counter it. They didn't equip Esper Sentinel with the Shadow Spear, so it's not thick enough to avoid the card draw. Land? Not a land. Swarm Shambler. Yeah. Okay. Does this do counter things? No. They just happen to play card. Okay, so they have this, this, and this. They've drawn 3 things in their deck that are all like counter +1/+1 counter centric, but their commander doesn't actually do anything with +1/+1 counters. Alright, so we're on the game plan of like hope to find a land with the Memory Deluge, and then not die, and then do something after. I would have been completely screwed if they played the front side of this card. I would have been completely screwed, so thank God they didn't do that. Because all my stuff would have cost too much. This is 8 damage. Yep, I'm not blocking. Alright, so there's a loose opportunity to pull ahead. We'll see if we can. Probably not terribly likely, but you never know. I would just put it on the Esper Sentinel for the sake of it, but opponent chose not to. Land, but it's a shock land. What a surprise. I don't have time for Cultivate, but I don't have time for like anything. I might as well take it, I guess. I don't know. Probably too slow now. I don't know how we get out of this without ever avoiding passing the turn. Yep, I literally can't stop it. Extra turn, fly for 1. I think we're dead. My jankiest Brawl deck? Oh, God. I don't know. Like, least successful or just, like, big jank? I don't know. Alright. Dead. Moving on. Wait, let's see how fast we can do it. Alright. I think the other guy was faster. I think he was still faster than that. Dead. Just missed lands too much, but we were kind of getting there. It could have just banked on the Oracle finding a land guarantee somehow, and then maybe with getting lucky, hitting 2 lands in a row every turn might give us enough mana to do something. So maybe that was more of a reasonable out. Maybe, I don't know. I think we want Mazemind Tome though. I said that 20 hours ago and never did it. I think we want that. I could take out Flood of Tears so I never make that mistake again. It's not unreasonable. I'm sure there's an argument to just not ever... I mean, it's just... I mean, even in that scenario, it would have been decent right then and there. It was a good card to find. Kama hasn't felt exciting. Against control decks, I've been just beating them. So we don't really need Kama. Just put in another cheap artifact. Take out a 7, add a colorless 2. Seems like a pretty good prospect there. I almost like Sunset Pyramid more than Treasure Map, but what do I know? Big J? What do you mean? Also, oh wait, what was the other card? What was the other card? Oh, it was just on my mind. Shoot. Oh yeah, Botanical Sanctum can come out for a basic. Because I'm spiting the fast lands. I don't like the fast lands. I've never liked the fast lands. So we'll drop that. There was a card on my mind just now. Brazen Borrowers may be alright. Oh, Big Jank. Big Jank. Gotcha. Could have swore there was a card just on my mind, and I looked at chat for a second, looked back, completely flew out my head. That's upsetting. Guess it wasn't a big deal then. Before I even look at stuff, what has felt underwhelming? Not really anything. Mazemind Tome. Is that what I said? I don't know what I said. I probably said Mind Stone. I always flip them, but no, I put the tome in here. No, everything's actually. You know what? Prophecy hasn't felt great. There's a lot of times, or it feels as though I'm just not able to cast the card I'm naming, which is kind of irritating. It's just not good with counterspells because you never know when you're going to be able to reliably cast a counterspell. So there's a chance you never get to do that. Half your deck is those. It's not great. So I think we can drop that card, actually. Yeah. We could add another 2-mana ramp spell, being Into the North. I do like that card. I think it's just good enough. I think it's good enough. Because we have a bunch of 2-mana ramp spells with the mana rocks and stuff. And all the ones that cost more than 2 are at instant speed except Cultivate, so that seems fine. If I know how to use Otherworldly Gaze the right way, I think I like it with Tamiyo still. It's alright. I don't like self-mill cards that much, but it does kind of put a card on top, but you're going down a card, and then you try to offset it with Tamiyo's Plus, and... I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is like the deck for it. I mean, even Uro, right? You mill Uro and stuff. It's got to be right. I do like Unexpected Conversion. It is a divination. I do like it. You can get rid of a dead card in your hand for a not dead one, potentially. I just like it. They can basically draw 3. I've seen this played sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. It's like Settle the Wilds, right? What does this get? Oh, it's permanence. It's permanent. So if I cast it on 3, I get like Teferi, Oracle, Elixir, Spark Double. On 5, I get Jace, Tamiyo. On 6, I have Shark Typhoon, Gear Hulk. On 3, I have Augur, Uro. On 2, I have a Mana Rock. Actually, you know what? This always hits something. This actually always does hit something. I think I like it slightly more than Cultivate for that reason, maybe? But Cultivate does simply draw a card, that card being a land. You know, you seek a 0-mana card instead of whatever random cost this could get you, but... Take out Guardian Idol and Treasure Map for Celestus and Key to the Archive. Well, I like the idea of playing these on an early turn, because turn like 4 and up, it might be kind of rough to tap out to cast something like that when I'm trying to leave out counterspells over and over. I like playing these early where I can not feel bad I played them the same turn as like a 3-mana counterspell or something. Though I don't like Guardian Idol, but I think I have finally been convinced that like you just want the 2-mana ones in all of them. So if I were to run those cards specifically, I would take something else out. But I don't know what I would take out. Maybe Tamiyo. Like, I got to Ultimate it the same game I played it, but it wasn't terribly relevant to do that. It did explode my mana, because everything was 2 less, but it's not terribly exciting. It's not terribly exciting. And I think I would prefer it to just be mana. Locking a card down isn't great, and I don't expect to reasonably get to the Ultimate, like, consistently. So, I think I'm going to drop that one. Key to the Archive is a chance... Key probably should be in here, because it is a chance for another Time Warp. What was the other one you were saying? Celestus? It is draw, discard. Maybe it's better than Cultivate. It probably is better than Cultivate, actually. Because at least Cultivate, I net one of the mana back immediately, it being untapped. And that could matter. Whereas Cultivate's not really the case. Yeah, I think that's better, because I can also use it later and not feel bad, right? Like I can draw, discard, and even pick up the cards that I discard with it. So yeah, it probably should have just been in here to begin with, honestly. Probably just should have been in here. All right. I feel like there was nowhere to go but up there, so I think we're in a 5% better spot than we were. Maybe 6. Theoretically. What on earth is that? Trosani? Is that Trosani? It's Imara. Oh, it's... No, wait, what? Okay, so it's a Johnny's Pride Mate? The green-white of Johnny's Pride Mate, except, like, probably worse. I don't know. We'll find out the hard way, I'm sure. We're on the play with a growth spiral. A girth spiral. We like it. I don't think I've ever played against this. Oh, come on, dude. You gotta be kidding. I hate this card so much. It's insane when it's good, and then it's like every time I play it, it's literally worse than just licking dog poop. But when my opponents play it, it's god tier. Alright, fine. I mean, I'm gonna deny them the commander. They do not have to discard here. What do you have, an Ornithopter? What? Oh, they're just pausing. Yep, here we go with this card. Just blowing me out of the water. So I was going to draw another card because I'm casting Haro here. Sacking, I guess, Boseiju, getting blue-green. Okay. Good old Esper Sentinel. Gotta love it. Yep, I'm going to get blue-green so I can cast Growth Spiral. As much as I'd like to get double blue. Oh, look, it's a Celestus. So this might draw yet another card if I don't draw a land, because I'm probably going to Memory Deluge. I think shocking myself is worse than giving them a card, because they have all the cards they'll, like, ever want. I could just play Tamiyo. It's not going to die, but it's not doing anything. No, we're just going to leave up Memory Deluge. I think we can afford to take two. I think we can afford it. It might not matter because my opponent will probably just cast something every turn and it's irrelevant. Actually, the fact that they did this makes me want to just bounce Amara. Huh. Yeah, I think I'll just bounce Amara. And I guess I'll pay for it because nothing else to do with the mana. They have to actually go to discard here. They have 9 cards in hand. I can see an argument for bouncing this as well. But I didn't. Because it just costs more mana. But I'm kind of concerned what this can do, given the fact that they've kept it, like they've tried to cast it every time. I'm kind of curious why. I guess every time it attacks, I draw with this. I don't know. They've probably never gone to discard in their entire life. That's really funny. Alright, I'm sure it's really easy to pick what to get rid of here. It can't be that difficult. I'm sure there's 2 cards that are just not great. Elspeth and Maul. Okay, Maul is alright, but they chose not to keep it. I guess we're leaving up Memory Deluge and or commit, so I will do as such. Why take 2 there? What do you mean? I shocked myself and bounced Amara and paid for it, so they didn't draw off of Esper Sentinel. I could have neglected doing that. And I think it's better to bounce their commander than it is everything else going on. Okay. I gotta cast this now, so the Esper Sentinel does not cost 2 to pay around. Alright, we want a land, and I kind of want another land, so I don't miss land drops. I don't expect my... Yeah, we're just going to guarantee land drops here. I think we're just after some sort of bounce effect at this point. Alright. I can play Teferi and Into the North and just not pay for Sentinel, which I guess I'm going to... Just going to do that now. Alright, so we're going to do this. Yeah, the Esper Sentinel is just taxing us away, I guess. So then we plus... Get rid of Temple, because I don't think I have time for a tap land. And when they go to attack, I can get rid of this Welcoming Vampire? I don't know. If I don't find something soon, I'm screwed regardless, but We'll see. Mission briefing has no real target. That's weird. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 for each non-token. Sacrifice it. Creatures you control power less or indestructible. That is a very weird looking card. Alright. Gotcha. Sure. I can't say I expected that one. Alright, but we are dead next turn unless we find something. Maybe there was a way I could have bought myself an extra turn, finagled around a bit. I don't know. I didn't. Okay, they're letting Teferi live. I don't know if that was on purpose or they were fine with it going to 1. I don't know. Alright, opponent is not here. There we go. Okay. We have 4. That's not it. Nowhere to go but up. Nope. Opponent drew 80 cards off of Esper Sentinel, but I don't think it would have mattered. Don't think it would have mattered. You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. Wow. Actually drew it. Let's see. If I had one more mana... Unbelievable. Yeah, whatever. Esper Sentinel drew 800 cards, so cool. Ridiculous. But again, I really don't think that would have mattered. Don't think it would have mattered. Unless they happened to draw like the perfect cards from the Esper Sentinel, I don't think it would have mattered. Because we were dead to any creatures. And I'm sure their hand is all creatures. 1 mana short from like going crazy too. Wow, that was... I mean, yeah, almost had it. Almost had it. Rip. I have no idea what that is. Oh wait, that's the like the weird, the less good Thalia spells when you draw this turn. Custom one, good cards. Yeah, it's like the worst Thalia. Okay, I'd like to see it. I don't think I've ever played against it. Actually, that's interesting. It is just mono white, so I mean, there's nothing to be said. You either have an answer to the board, or I just lose to it. Lose to their opening hand, because that's basically all that mono white does. Oh, look, a 1-drop. Oh, look, a 2-drop. Do I just play Tamiyo? Start milling myself violently? Or do I play Behold the Multiverse? I think I'm going to play Tamiyo. Name... Blink of an Eye? Rip. This is double strike. So it's basically a 2/2. I wonder what 3-drop they're going to play. We did mill over a tutor. Alright, apparently they have more than one 3-drop to play. What? Okay. I mean, it has to kill Tamiyo, though. It's not going phase. Alright. Sure. Alright, well, Tamiyo, I guess, doesn't get to live. Well, I can play Jace and have it die immediately. Or I can foretell this, and we're looking for, who knows, River's Rebuke, I guess? Put a stop here. Nope. Alright, Blink of an Eye is decent, I guess. I don't immediately die. Do I have to cast it now, or can I wait one more on their turn, or one more right now, because I just drew it, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever. So I just do it on their turn then. Cool. What a thought-provoking matchup. I had a lot of decisions to make. Moving on. Didn't have a lot of creatures, but they did have one that made it exponentially worse that they had double strike, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, again, it does. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they have. It's just, you know, you don't use your brain. You just keep your opening hand and you just beat your opponent to death. Mono white. It's not much to think about. Oh, all right. This is a Tamiyo off. Oh boy. I think our Tamiyo's a little bit better, but theirs does have a scary ultimate. I'm sure we can maybe finagle it so it doesn't kill us. I don't know. We'll find out. All right. That is not a Mana Rock. I think I'm going to snap off Oracle next turn. I think. They milled a land, huh? Interesting. Llanowar Elves? What the... Okay. Well, they can play Tamiyo right now, but I don't think I care too much. I think that's kind of fine. Oh, alright. Sure. Why not? What do you name here? What's in your deck? Into the Royal. Okay. Kazuma, Disallow, Frilled Mystic Comet. Those are 4 cards we're not running. We did not hit a land, because why would we? I guess we just, like, violently look for them, right? Or I could just not play anything and avoid losing to, I think I'm gonna... Land is huge. Second land is huge. Play that one tapped. Pass the turn. Oh, I could have swung. Whoops. Could have swung at Tamiyo. Probably not terribly relevant, but obviously should have done it. Okay, they found a land. Are they going to Phyrexian themselves with the Tamiyo? Better now than sooner rather than later, right? Because you know a Disdainful Stroke's on top of my deck. Name Into the Royal again. They really want to bounce my Oracle, I guess. Kind of weird. Okay. I don't really see the appeal of this. I'm basically going to censor anything I can. Otherwise, I kind of lose access to the ability to do that. And let's cast Augur. Actually, we can just leave up. We just leave up our whatchamacallit here. So my opponent can like cast Kama at some point. I don't really have an answer to it, other than like breaking the game by going infinite with like all the extra turns and stuff. Yep, just literally doing that because there's nothing else to do. But I can bounce it. I guess I will. So draw, bounce, bounce, draw. Shark Typhoon is really good. They have an answer to it in their graveyard. Not really. They do not. So I can cast this. And then I can start fighting the Kama slowly. Yeah. I think putting this in play is a big deal. So, and their whole turn is casting Kama. So I think this is a good spot to be in. They pick up a counterspell, so they're not casting Kama. Oh, come on. Whatever. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. They're way too far ahead now. It's over. Way too far ahead. Wow. Funny, huh? It's almost like my Tamiyo's better, but they just drew it. the normal Tamiyo is better. They just they just drew it. Like if they didn't have it, come on. Oh, that's so irritating. Like we're glad to see that they're playing the 5-minute one, but they just had the other one in hand, so they had both. That's a yikes. That's a yikes. All right, this is mono green. This is the what? Creature card in your hand is one last. Okay. All right. Well, they're on the play with the Llanowar because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they be? That is basically the Soaring of the format. Oh, maybe not utilizing it. Maybe. Hey, not utilizing it. Cool. We can't leave up a counter spell, so we do this. Play a tap land. What else does this do? Draft a card, which is a random beast, which isn't really all that great. Or the ultimate is an overrun. Okay. So they are drafting something. They drafted a 2/2 that sometimes gets Death Touch. That's adorable. Alright, so we're going to play, I guess, Oracle? And violently look for good things on the top. Looks like we kind of did. Choose a creature. It costs 1 less and gets 1/1 forever. Okay. So they can cast a 6-mana card right now? 7-mana card? Oh, that's not one of them. I don't think I'm Pact of Negationing that. Oh, look, it's a Vorniclix. What a surprise. I can counter this, right? This was actually the card I was thinking of. I'm like, they probably have Vorniclix. Alright. I mean, I kind of have to, right? Otherwise, Tamiyo's sort of offline, and that's just really bad. So, yeah, I don't really have a choice. Oh, thank God. Second land? Oh, yes. Oh, that was really good. Get to cast this. Name green. Assault the old Garuki boy here. I'm sure they'll just block. Alright, so we dealt with one of the best cards in their deck so far. The other Vorniclix is also a huge issue, though. It is an issue. But I suppose it is beatable. Kind of light on green mana. Barely got there. Barely found it. Okay, they played a 4-mana 7/7 with Vigilance. Opponent's treating this like it's Hearthstone. 4-mana 7/7. Good stats for the cost. Alright, land off the top. Land off the top. This Oracle has been busted so far. Let's cast Uro to pull another land off the top. I can Jace minus on this worm. Yeah, this Oracle has been insane. All my complaints about people abusing it are now just moot. Let's play you. I'm not going to use the Hall of the Storm Giants with this or block with it, so I'm just going to bounce the worm. It cost one less, and now it's going to cost one less again because I'm bouncing it. I can attack J. No, there's no reason. I'd rather not lose my... Rather not lose that. And then we pass. Yeah, I'll trade with the Oracle. I've already gotten insane value from it, so... Where's the common when you need them? Yeah. Not in the same deck with counterspells is where he is. Oh, come on. Of course. Alright, well, that's literally the other haste threat next to Cherasque. Is the only castable one. It's the only card that probably kills Jace, like, in any way. Well, not the only one. Not the only one, but... really, really annoying. It's Questing Beast, Vorniclix, and Cherasque. And why wouldn't they have it? Alright, so we're going to get rid of... you... no, get rid of you... River's Rebuke can bounce my opponent's nonsense. I can leave up a... No, we're going to get rid of the counterspell. Hey, look, it's a land. Whoop. Yeah, we're going to rebuke our opponent. Can I cast Uro? Is this the first time? Oh my god, I think we can. Wow. Yeah. No, yeah. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait a minute, let's think about this. Actually matters. Like that. Because I'm gonna... yeah. Because Tamiyo is actually a card in our deck. It's kind of a big deal. Another land off of that. Get to cast Tamiyo. I think I'll cast Nissa here instead. For 2. I think just putting this in play now is just decent, so I will start scrying. I don't want to land. I also can't play it off the top anyways. And I can swing. I'll block the Hydra if they cast it with Uro, because I think that's enough value. Yeah, Craterhoof is another one. But Craterhoof demands other things, and if your board is that wide already, I'm probably screwed. So I don't tend to count that one as like the haste threat. There is the manland, the green whatever. Oh. Okay. Reach, haste, trample. Well, I mean, I was going to block no matter what they played. Actually, wait a minute. Do I even care about Nissa? I was about to say, I don't even think I care. Why could... oh, it has protection from blue, right. Protection from blue, gotcha. I was about to say, I don't think I even care about that. That's probably fine. In fact, my opponent probably didn't want to swing, because now I get to take, like, a lot of extra turns. And I get to attack with Uro in extra turns, which is obviously kind of a blowout. Land. Oh, man. Oh, so many lands from this. So many lands, dude. We take an extra turn, so we plus Seagate, whatever. Seagate Restoration, that is the correct name. I guess I'll cast this. Negate seems kind of useless. Extra turn? Oh. Wait, is this better, though? Oh, but this is great. I can't not take Approach. What am I talking? I mean, come on. What am I going to do? Not take that card. Approach. Oh, Oracle was nuts. Dude, Oracle was nuts. It was about to get another card, too. So I get one. Let's see. I take an extra turn. I get this off the top. Let's say these are not lands. I cycle let's see. I cycle this, so that's there. And then I, next turn, untap, draw this, attack with Uro this, and then... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I can just plus Tamiyo, right? Tamiyo naming Approach the Second Sun once it's, like, in the top 4. Oh, no, I just guaranteed win. I didn't even have to take another turn. I actually just won on the spot there. Untap and then just Approach with the Tamiyo plus. Oh, wow. Yes! Oh, that's like... All right. That was good. That was good. It was also against a creature deck with kind of, like, the best cards except Terrascue. Right? It actually had everything they really needed. And one of them had protection from blue. The one game I have Uro in play, my opponent has a haste threat that has protection from blue. Fortunately, it didn't matter, but... You know what I'm telling you? It's like those haste threats carry the green decks, and they're like a bias towards always bumping into them. I swear, every time I'm against a green deck, they have one of them. Now, maybe there's an average to it, I don't know. But it just feels like... It's depressing when it happens. Yeah, Key of the Archive was a very good idea. In fact, it was like more than one time it was really good. I don't think we needed the approach to win there. The Diabolic Tutor also could have done it, but let's say we just got poop. I think we still maybe would have gotten there. I don't know. We couldn't go like infinite, but we do see a lot of cards. But there's still an argument our opponent does not scoop. Even though they were kind of light on mana, given the amount of stuff in hand that they were trying to vomit into play. But we had Seagate Restoration, which would have drawn us some cards as well there. Oh, that was it. Regrowth. God, that was the card. Regrowth should be in here. Knew it was something. What would we not like? Cosmos Elixir's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. The Scry one doesn't work with Tamiyo because no matter what you do, you're going to draw that card or not draw it outside of Tamiyo. It either goes to the bottom or you draw it for turn. So it's not great with the Tamiyo plus. The rest of this card is decent. I do really like the card. It is like the colorless Phyrexian Arena, sort of. Quote unquote. There is the blue... The 3/4, the merfolk that every time it attacks you draw. There's that one that's basically like the blue Phyrexian Arena. We weren't playing that one, but you can play it. Though there were some matchups where our opponent has a bunch of removal and it's kind of useless. Because we have Tamiyo, right? And not a lot of creatures. Which is great. Although we had bumped into a fair amount of opponents where Oracle or Augur actually got to sit in play for a while, which is kind of crazy. Against mono green, probably to be expected, but there was some other matchups where we had like Augur sitting around for a while, and it just like slowly just cheated out some lands, which was nice. But if you just don't want to play any creatures, or you don't want to play like those creatures, there's obviously mana rocks to play instead, or like some form of card draw. There's the 4 mana Growth Spiral Eureka Moment. I think you draw 2 and you play an extra land. How does it read? Draw 2. Yeah, so it's Growth Spiral, except for 2 more mana, you see an additional card. Not terribly exciting, but I do see it from time to time. It's not an unreasonable card to run. If you don't like, or don't own, an Oracle of Moldiah, I can certainly see an argument for just getting rid of these, making your opponent's removal even worse, because now there's just nothing to do with it from the opponent. And if you can take out a fourth of your opponent's cards that just completely are dead and have no use, it puts you at a huge advantage because they have a bunch of cards that are completely dead. Creature-based aggro, that's not necessarily true, but yeah, you get the point. See Grolnock the Omnivore? What? That's a mouthful. Was that from the new set, or is that in the game already? Oh, no, it's right there. Oh, the frog. Right, the frog. Yeah, self-mill that repeats. It's alright. It's alright. That's a weird one. That's really weird. It seems like a little bit better in Tatyova, but you could probably get away with it here. It does have to attack, though. And there's a lot of times where I'm not able to, right? Like, you're just getting beat up over and over, and there's the fair amount of times where I struggle to actually swing. Oh, that was a weird one. I think I've seen this once as a commander. My opponent was doing some weird... I don't know what they were doing, but I think it's on one of my YouTube videos at some point I played against them. Yeah, and they did some weird counter thing. +1/+1 counters. Like bouncing stuff or something. I don't know. I'm sure their list is somewhere on the internet. I even liked Mission Briefing, because Surveilling is alright with Tamiyo. You can name the right card. But what do we take out for that regrowth? Probably Censor. I'm kind of loose on Censor. I don't know. It's wishy-washy. Same with Jawari Disruption. At least this is a land. But at the same time, at least you can cycle this. But of all the cards in my deck, I think that's one of the weakest ones, right? Usually, if you don't have it early, it's dead and you have to cycle it. Or it's like decent early and you still might wind up cycling it if you need a land or something. So it's kind of up in the air. Although, to be honest, I don't know how I feel about Otherworldly Gaze. It is one of the fastest ways to get stuff in my graveyard, though, outside of Tamiyo. But Tamiyo doesn't really need help with that. Not really. What is Torrential Gearhulk doing? It is kind of a win condition in the face of, like, trying to actually kill your opponent when you're taking a bunch of extra turns. It's kind of like that, but at the other side of it, it's just like a 6-mana 5/6 that sometimes might not have anything to flashback. Usually is a counterspell somewhere, but sometimes there isn't. One game there was actually only one, and it was like turn 50, and there was only one counterspell to hit against Hinata, right? If it wasn't for the Saw It Coming, Torrential Gearhulk didn't have any targets to stop what my opponent was doing. Yeah, I don't know. I think it is on the chopping block, which sounds really weird, but... Though if you do drop Oracle of Moldiah and put in Eureka Moment, Gearhulk has another target that's solid. You can't flashback Memory Deluge because you spent 0 mana on it, and you don't get any cards. X-Spells aren't great with it either. We didn't really get to fully utilize Nissa, but that doesn't surprise me. Not really. Especially when we're, like, messing up the top of the deck. It's like scrying gets a little bit wishy-washy. Especially when the entire point of the card is to scry, and it's not, like... I don't know. It's just something... It's like a pet card. I just like this card. I just like Crystal Ball, so... I'm biased. But it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people don't own this. So that would be a card to take out. This is a tough one. The amount of lands felt fine. Mass Manipulation's also a decent one, especially when you can loop it with Tamiyo. Like a spell-based win condition that isn't like Time Warp or something. Yeah, that's a decent one. Though there are a lot of times where if I had that much mana to like blow out my opponent with what is essentially like the blue Casualties of War, I've probably already won or lost. Or just continuing to control the game and don't need that massive swing. I don't like win more cards and it kind of feels like one. Although there's times where stealing so much from your opponent just wins the game and they scoop because you did that. You know, i.e. Agent of Treachery nonsense. But I think Nissa's probably the first to go here. It's in a weird mana point where you can cast it on 3, but you want to leave up one of these, or... Yeah, I think Nissa can go... I just don't want to get rid of it. But no. I think it's one of the first ones to go there. And yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. For the lands, if you own the slow land that's not Botanical Sanctum, put that in here as well. Over probably just a basic, doesn't matter too much, probably a forest. Actually, the color distribution is 44 to 10, huh? Is that 10 mana, 10 green cards or 10 green mana pips? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. All right, it's 10 cards. Of all of those, there's only one with double green, and it's one of the cards I'm saying you might not feel like you have to run. So you could probably go down another forest and up an island. Because you only really need kind of one green source, quote unquote. You have some ramp spells to get it, just naturally drawing one, as there's plenty in the deck. Cold Steel Heart, Arcane Signet. I guess technically treasure map tokens will get you there. Celestus, Key. Like you have kind of other ways to find the green, but it's not super like detrimental. We were never color screwed. You're not really color screwed in a 2-colored deck. Not these days anymore. Yeah, you can run that. Well, I like Invoke, though. Invoke the Winds might be a little bit better. Although, Mass Manipulation is the same thing, except for 1 more mana, right? You can't steal artifacts, though, but... I don't know, is that how... I mean, that can technically be your removal package, right? Invoke Mass Manipulation. Stuff like that. I don't like that. Oh, even the green one, right? You get 2 4/5s at 5. That can defend you pretty reasonably. Give them reach, and then you've got these 8-10 in stats just sitting there. That's not unreasonable. Something Tamiyo can pick up and do again. Yeah, I think there's better ways to defend yourself than playing some 4/5s though, but it looks cool. Although, I mean, wait, this is probably not the list for it because it's quad green. I was just talking about how we don't have any green. But Invoke and Mass Manipulation are, they're all right. I do like Mass Manipulation. I find it satisfying. Or making a giant token off of Commence the Endgame can work as well. I think the last video I made, I lost to Tamiyo playing a Commence in their deck. But if you're playing this thinking you need something that's uncounterable against counterspell decks, I think you just kind of beat counterspell decks. At least it felt like I was beating every single one. I don't think we lost to any except the Mirror. Or the Soft Mirror, who happen to have their Tamiyo. Raven form, yeah, the Exile, and they get a 1/1 or something, the Foretell. Yeah, that's as well. Or just the Frogify effects. The legitimate business person. When that card comes out, the 1-mana Frogify. I'm sure I'm going to slap that in some weird deck at some point. Maybe when I play Tryhard, I'll play Brawl again when the new set comes out. Who knows? But yeah, all right. I think that's enough rambling. I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. I like this deck a lot. The weaknesses are kind of the same sort of to non-white or maybe even non-black as well control decks where you just sort of lose to aggro, or you just find a turn to do what you're trying to do without like dying, but usually you just kind of die, but that's just to be expected, right? It's kind of hard. Even if you were trying to hedge against aggressive strategies, you still don't win. You still might, you could bring it to 50-50 maybe, but then your other matchups are way worse because you did that, and I don't think that's worth it at all. You should just accept that aggro is going to beat you up and you just move on. If this was ranked and you wanted to climb, then in a competitive environment, you could again just auto lose to aggro and expect to not play it or something. But though if it was ranked, everyone would probably be playing Brawl or whatever, Brawl or Keenan or something, so it wouldn't matter. But with that in mind, I think I like the list a lot. It's kind of cool to play something that's sort of like Nexus of Fate, sort of, but like a little bit weaker. I should probably get a Tamiyo for my Muldrotha deck on paper. I don't actually own this card. But, yeah, all right. That's enough of that. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around. If you were here live, you guys. And let me know what you thought about the list. Let me know what you would and would not run. And I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, and please subscribe. Peace.